Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to some Altered Beast on the Genesis. And what does everybody know about Altered Beast that even hasn't played it?
Rise from your grave.
Oh yeah, this is a classic. It's a banger. It's not very good, but everyone who's owned a Genesis has had this game or played it or knows about it. This was made by Team Shinobi in 1988, and I did get this wrong. They did make the original Shinobi game and everything else after. I was just dumb. I thought they didn't. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But this was originally a pack-in game for the Genesis, but it was an arcade game. And I have actually played this in the arcade. It was a long, long time ago, but I did play it. And you know, this is a game that everybody has neutral or negative opinions on, depending on who you ask. It's not a very outstanding game, and by the video length, you can see it's actually very, very short. This was, like I said, eventually, you know, a pack-in game for the Genesis to show off that, hey, look, we can do the arcade stuff. And 3 years later, it would be replaced with Sonic, which is obviously a much more, I wouldn't say, like, digestible game, but it's obviously a lot better at showing off the capabilities of the hardware on the Genesis, which is, in my opinion, a lot better as a game to, like, demonstrate your console with. But this is an okay game in its own right. You gotta remember, this was, like, one of the first 16-bit home games you could play, and for, you know, 1988, this looks pretty good. But yeah, the story is you're a Centurion. Zeus is like, yo, rescue my daughter Athena from Maynard James Keenan. He's gonna steal your blue balls. His name is Neff. I think that is entirely a creation of just this game. I have never heard of Neff in my life. But yeah, there was eventually a sequel to this game for the GBA. In 2002 called Guardian of the Realms, and there was a really shitty reboot in 2005, and then the series just died. You know, it's like I said, a series that didn't need to be remade or anything like that, because it's a very basic concept, and I don't think that's actually a problem. There's nothing wrong with a basic game that's short, sweet, and to the point. I mean, the original Castlevania is one of my favorite games because of that exact reason. And I even like Castlevania 2, but everything else after that, I'm just kind of like, it's okay. But I screw up this boss fight, by the way. I should be saying this is post-commentary, and I'm actually going to go to work in a tiny bit. That's how short this game is. You're supposed to be a little bit higher up than I am right now. Now, I am absolutely mad that this happened. And this was originally, I thought, going to be a botched run, and there's a big reason for that. This game has no health, and it has no one-ups. You get what you get, and the game is over when you are out of everything. So whatever damage you take, you're pretty much sticking with the entire game. And yeah, I forgot to mention, the guy that you're playing as does the creep when he jumps. It's quite cute. This game is very basic to control. It's not really that complicated to understand. You pick up 3 balls, you transform, and then you can fight the boss. I'm doing this all in one level cycle. That's also why the game is so short, because if you don't get to Neff without having all 3 of the like blue balls and you're transformed, you have to keep cycling through the level, and it keeps getting harder. So it is actually a game that incentivizes memorization. And that's kind of why I like it. It's not necessarily I don't really have a strong opinion on this game either way. I enjoy it, obviously, but because it's kind of awkward and weird. I just think it's a hilarious game. It's extremely homoerotic, which makes it hilarious to watch. But it's also not a bad game in its own right, because now we're Teddy Meatspin, and we can freeze dudes, and we can roll into a ball. Isn't that awesome? Look at our walk cycle. We just puff out our chest. We're so big. And this is where the game starts to get nuts. And you need to play it a little bit more strategically. So, this boss sucks, and you can see immediately why. He has like a projectile that comes out, and it just hits you, and you can destroy it. it's best just to do what I'm doing and just stay in the corner, let the thing push you back, and then just keep rolling into him. You'll usually get rid of all those balls at the same time, and then he dies really quick. This is, like I said, I thought was going to be a botched run, because this isn't a very long game. I didn't need a lot of practice, because I have beaten it quite a few times back in the day, and the only thing that sucks is I forgot how to do the final boss, so I had to like relearn it. But I was like, man, this might be a botched run, but let's just finish it out to see how it goes. And this isn't where I thought the game was over, and you'll see why. But this level is absolutely hellish. This is where the game starts to get really difficult, and you need to remember where everything's at. So, in case you haven't noticed, you need to kill enemies in specific patterns. Your hitbox is determined by your size, and these guys right here do a high jump by holding up and the jump button, and then just smash the the kick button. That will kill those enemies in a second. If you don't, they will mess you up so bad. And that's kind of why I like this game, is it's not a particularly good or bad game, but it incentivizes you to remember it, and it's an extremely memorable game. I mean, everybody who even is anybody kind of understands Rise from Your Grave, whether or not they know it or not. And you know, for the time, this was a pretty impressive game. I mean, it looks, it plays, and it sounds like the arcade game it was based on. There's hardly any real differences in terms of how the game is played. And even the voice, you know, wasn't that bad. But this is where the game is absolutely horrible. So this is where I thought I was going to lose the run, because this boss sucks. There's a few different ways to take care of him. So what he's doing is he's going to shoot out those balls, and he shoots out a little dragon dude, and you can kill the dragon dude. If you get too close to him, you take damage, right? Now when you're doing that B attack I'm using, the tiger kind of sucks, if you couldn't tell. You can actually move yourself left and right, and what you want to do is move yourself left. I was doing way too much stupid shit, and I got way too aggressive. And by the way, I finished the game with this, like, last life. I'm amazed. Usually I can get the entire game done up to, like, this point with no loss, and I'm amazed I even finished this run. The reason I'm keeping it is because it was actually quite clutch, and I was really happy with how it ended. But, yeah, that boss is probably the hardest one in the entire game, and it has the most complexity. But, yeah, Neff turned Athena into a bird. I don't want to know what he was into. This game is all sorts of wrong. But these goat dudes, just let them jump into your fist. Don't stand either. But see, this is where shit gets hard. You want to run to the left, or sorry, the right, and then just, when the enemies are jumping, they can't attack you. So you want to take advantage of that and get rid of them like that. Otherwise, those enemies are extremely dangerous. And like I said, this is all in one cycle, and in case you couldn't tell, there's actually a reference to the scream in the background, in case you haven't noticed it yet. But, yeah, this level is absolutely ridiculous if you don't know what you're doing. And, I gotta admit, I really love the, transformation sequence. It's like 2 or 3 frames, but I don't care. It's absolutely cool. I mean, that's kind of what makes this game famous, but anyways, so to kill Neff here, it's really hard to explain. Hold down the entire time. You do not want to ever stand up, so just hold down and move left and right while holding down, and then just spamming fireballs, and when he snorts, that's when you hit B as fast as you can until you get to the other side of the screen, and you do not want to be close to him because he'll kick you like that. I thought this run was botched. It wasn't. But, yeah. This is a very short game, in case you couldn't tell. And the arcade ending is also different. It's, like, revealed that this was all, like, a behind-the-scenes studio thing, and it was, like, a movie or something. A very Sierra ending. But, you know, I don't really care. It's everybody's favorite Persona ending on the home version. So, great. But yeah, this is, like I said, a very short game. I'm gonna go to work in, like, 5 minutes. So, Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick short one. So I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the music.